Labadiena. My name is Lembit Tampere and I'm the CEO of Arco Vara. It's one of the few listed and still alive real estate companies. Yes. And I know real estate is not the most popular sphere to be in, and by the looks of people leaving, yes, I get the point. Anyhow, Arco is one of the few companies in, if not the only one, who is purely a real estate company that is listed on the stock exchanges. And we are operating still in 4 countries, down from 6 just a year ago. And as you can see, we don't have Lithuania on our map anymore. And there's a reason for this that I will cover later on. We are still in Bulgaria, Ukraine, and Estonia and Latvia. I will try to tell you about what we feel the real estate market is doing now, and where we think that it might be going. And I will be happy to take the questions and answers later on. And anybody feeling uncomfortable in English, then my Lithuanian is as poor as ever, but my Russian is quite okay, so feel free. Company founded, like many the Baltic companies, in the beginning of 90s by 3 Estonian gentlemen, of whom 2 are still with the company. We are employing some close to 250 people, which is actually down from 650 in the end of 2007. And obviously, market cap today is a joke of what it used to be. However, the latest figures are quite positive. 44% of the shares belong to the 2 founding partners, and then 17% is free float, and then we have some good shareholders like SEB funds. Invalda actually was quite a strong shareholder for us for some time, but they decided that the real estate is probably not the place to be. Arco Vara, basically we are a development company. We do have our own services division, which is brokers, the evaluation, the facility management, closely in line with our main activity, and then we have our own construction. The reason for having construction, as you remember, only 2 years ago, if you were a developer, it was impossible to find somebody who would construct your projects for you. So we acquired a construction arm, and of course today the whole thing is totally different. You don't need any construction company to be constructing something because there is plenty of resource available. We have been able to turn our construction company from being residential oriented into being environmental construction oriented, which is totally different market, and has helped us a lot in a sense that they are making money and we don't have to worry about too much of them. Development, if we have 120 odd million euros in the balance sheet, then say 95% or 96% of our assets is in our development division, and services exactly is the brokerage, the valuations, the facility management. This is where many of the people are. So the 250 people, say 50 people is the development arm or the core of the company, and then the rest 200 is divided between construction and services. Results of 2008. Well, I will not spend too much time on this one. Perhaps the graph is illustrating, yes, that after years of making little by little by little by little, then we made a net loss of 74 million euros last year. The good reason there is actually shown in the bottom graph. We simply wrote off the revaluation reserves that we had in the company. So most of the loss that we are posting there is really just a revaluation, and we strongly believe that the companies or the property companies that did not do strong revaluations or downward devaluations last year and this year, they are simply ignoring it, or they simply don't have any other way of keeping themselves afloat. We did it, and there are two reasons for this. Let the air out of the balance sheet to give really the picture to the investors, what we feel is the conservative value of our assets on one hand. Secondly, as we are the new management team, I'm the CEO for 9 months only, there is always this story that a new company director comes in and then there's 3 envelopes by the last director. And the last director says to the new guy that, listen, in times of trouble, I open the first envelope. So I opened the first envelope, and then the first advice is that blame the last guy, yes. So this is me blaming the last guy, that the whole asset price being this big is the old management fault. And then the story continues that what do you do the next time when you have trouble? Then the next time you do this, promise changes. But there is still some time away, and then the third envelope, of course, is that it's your turn to put 3 envelopes to the table. So we are still some years off there, but we think that this is where real estate market for this area is. And as we are operating in not only in Estonia but also some other countries, then this is perhaps reflecting the situation for the Central and Eastern Europe a bit better than many others. We still have some equity and cash left in the company, and of course, like many other real estate companies, we are struggling to keep refinancing our short-term debt and keep the cash position sufficient to keep the company alive. Now, the main point about short-term debt in a development company, as we see it, is that the nature of the business is exactly this. You buy a land plot, you make something with it, and then you try to get rid of it. We have never had, throughout the history of 17 years, we have never had the maturity of our debt to be very long. It has always been quite short, between 2.5 and 3 years. So that's inherently in the business, and we don't really see that it would be significantly different. Cost of debt, it was down in 2006. It's up to 7.0 right now, or in the 2008, and as we see the 2009 developed, and we actually see that the interest rates are going down, and they are actually going down for somebody like us as well. Now, this is the most important, perhaps, graph that I wanted to share with you. I met some of you at the lunch table, and then the question was to start seeing the light already in the end of the tunnel. And my answer is that yes, we start seeing the light in the end of the tunnel. We don't know. It might be train. It might be train coming towards us, but actually it might be light as well. And the reason there is this, that if we look at the transactions in Estonia number, it actually bottomed out in January this year. And it was a very, very rough bottom. As you can see, the number of transactions in the country per month, this is per month figure, was down from 5,000 to a bit over 1,000. So the drop in volume is fourfold. The market didn't go down 20% or 30%. It went down 4 times when it comes to volume.